ready.
Hot take.
Let's go, boys.
I'm glad you
Let's
started
go.
it when you did.
That was perfect timing. Perfect timing.
He goes, "How now, Brock?"
Welcome, everybody, as you can see, to another edition of the We Book It Wrestling Pod. This is the after pod sessions, and we're all a little slap happy tonight, so we'll see. We're going to have some fun, though, with these questions. Excited to be back with my brothers and to be talking some in-depth wrestling focus with you. Fellas, without further ado, I'm not even going to waste any more time. Show me the question. Bam! If there was one thing you could change about WWE, what would it be and why?
We want blood. We want blood.
Yes.
All right.
Crimson Mask blood. Not no specs.
This is the opportunity for you to get on your soapbox and preach about what you would change. Now, this is a prelude to a new segment we're going to start on the actual podcast where we give Tank an opportunity to bitch for like 30 minutes on a pod about things he hates about wrestling. So Jim Cornette style for sure. But go ahead, take it away, Tank. What's one thing you would change about WWE and why?
Dude, the blood. I mean, I feel like, they bring it back every once in a while. It depends on the matches. And obviously you can't control somebody who gets hit in the wrong spot and starts bleeding naturally.
Like the Finn Balor Edge Hell in a Cell match.
Right. Like there's nothing they could do about that. I mean, he
Or Drew.
took a bad hit. Drew, yeah. I mean,
but they stopped the match right in the middle. It was so awkward live because they just stopped the match, and you're just sitting there wondering, like, is Finn Balor like dead? Is he dying? Like he literally threw up the X and everything like that. Like he was like really injured, but they did give him a staple in his head on spot.
And that's like the sort of, when we grew up, it was no holds barred, man. I mean, that there was, even the games. Remember the game, dude? I would sit there repeatedly with some barbed wire, barbed wire bat. But it's just, it's realism. I mean, realism to a point. There's people not going around hitting people with chairs unless you're Fritos.
Sure.
But
or John Moxley.
It's
not my fault. They deserve it. People are stupid sometimes.
Oh, I'm bleeding.
But I mean, sometimes it's over the top, and I get that John Moxley, let's be honest, for a few weeks in a row, the dude did not stop bleeding. And it was like, okay, man, like, maybe chill out with the whole, maybe chill out with that. But yeah, we bring it back, and yeah, let's start bringing getting rid of the PG era. Bring it back, the realism.
Okay.
I mean, they flirt. Okay. They flirt. Oh, my bad. Go ahead.
No. I was actually going to tell you. It's your turn. Go ahead. Tell me what you changed.
Yeah. I was going to say, because they flirt. They flirt with TV 14 material, but they don't keep it going every week. They're like, yeah, we gonna throw something at them, just to get some views, kind of, get the people talking. And they usually do it around the big pay-per-views, so SummerSlam, Survivor Series, WrestleMania, Royal Rumble. They don't do it all year round, and so I feel like they need to get more consistent with that. Do we need people bleeding like crazy every week? No, but I feel like when the rivalries get real personal. Remember how it used to be when Batista and Triple H had their rivalry, at least WrestleMania, Triple H was bleeding like crazy and Batista beat him. The Hell in a Cell match, used to mean something. It used to be gruesome. That's what I want to see again, when the rivalries get real personal and when they have the matches at the pay-per-views, then they bleeding. Or if they have a steel cage match on Raw or SmackDown, a match like that where somebody bleeding. We've seen it before back in the day, Ruthless Aggression era. Bring that back. It ain't got to be every week like AEW where somebody bleeding like crazy. It don't have to be that way, but at least for the pay-per-views where people are spending money to see good product, at least give us something like that, from time to time. And then they got an Extreme Rules pay-per-view. Why we got an Extreme Rules pay-per-view with no blood? What are we doing here?
Or the hardcore
Yeah.
match, and there's nothing hardcore.
Now they got
about
WrestleMania in Philadelphia. Paul Heyman's getting inducted in the Hall of Fame. They got a ladder match. I'm pretty sure there's going to be several matches that are like, no disqualification based where people can use weapons. I expect there to be some form of blood throughout night 1 or night 2. That's what, if anything, a tribute to ECW and the Philadelphia, the city of Philadelphia. That's all I ask. So yeah, I'm done.
Hey, Big Daddy C. Also, every time you slap the table, your mic picks it up.
I was wondering what the hell that was, man.
Get the super
silver
cat
again.
He over there.
No,
He over there.
She outside the bedroom.
Oh,
outside the
wow.
office. But yeah. She cannot
Bogus,
bother me. She cannot bother me this time.
See, you also look like the Undertaker when he just entered WWE. With your mic is positioned perfectly where it looks like you're wearing a coat or something underneath.
That's
Just
hilarious. Okay, what are Fritos? If there's one thing you could change about WWE, what would it be and why?
We've already said the blood, which I understand. Like they talk about, it's the safety and health issues going on. They don't want blood-borne pathogens, be spread, which I think they test often. I know they do the drug testing a lot, so I mean, I'm sure they're doing that type of testing.
Oh, yeah, COVID.
The one thing, it's kind of just the talking. Bring back like the Attitude Era of talking. But more cursing. I know Cody did that a little bit, the little bitch, the asshole, and stuff like that. Bring it back. I know that kids are there, but come on, kids are cursing each other out in the playground, in the bathroom.
Mine does.
Yeah. So I would love that to come back. Curse in the right context, and they got writers. They could write it up where it feels natural and stuff, and bring back some of that raunchiness back when they were talking like. A couple weeks ago with the Candice and the Maxine Debris match when Candice got super dark, where I had to rewatch. I'm like, did she really say that? I'm not going to say it again because even for me, that's kind of drawing a line, just like how dark it was. But I miss stuff like that from the Attitude Era, which you kind of see with Triple H behind the scenes, slowly kind of building it back up. But I would love to see that fully going back where they're just out of pocket. They're raunchy, all that stuff.
Agreed 100%. All right, Coach.
For me, I'm gonna.
I don't lie.
Combine...
It's gonna be there's gonna come a time where I end up calling you Coachman, and it's only because that one time that Crime Time came into Coachman's office while King Booker was in there. He was like after Crime Time leaves. Jonathan Coachman looks over at him. He's like, "Did you understand anything they did? I don't speak ebonics." What type of establishment is you running over here, Coachman?
Oh,
man. Well, I'm going to kind of combine everybody's here. I want to see more stipulation matches. Like, maybe it's a handicap match. Maybe it's more Extreme Rules or I Quit matches. I mean, when's the last time we've had an I Quit match in WWE?
Been a while.
Yeah, like those add that to the story that they're trying to tell and everything. And like Big Daddy C said, when the rivalries start to get personal, that's when you need to add these stipulations. Instead of just making it like a fanfare or a one-time thing of, and now Hell in a Cell, that's one thing. Like we have a whole pay-per-view for that. That you can save that one for it. But make some more Extreme Rules matches, or heck, I don't know, just do something with it, because sometimes the stale one-on-one matches don't get the story over as much as you would like. And if you think back to the Attitude Era and the Ruthless Aggression Era, there were mostly stipulations in each of the rivalries at some point. So I would like to see that more.
I will say this. I liked how earlier this year they introduced tribal combat through Jey Uso. because like it just gave the matches, even though all it was is a glorified no disqualification match basically for SummerSlam, but like it gave a different feel. Like, and he's like, and then Roman's like, is this what you want? Like the holding up the beads for the tribal chief beads or whatnot, and then Jay said everything. And so he starts looking at the title, and they're looking down at him and looking at each other. And just that shot, like, oh my gosh, man. Mwah, 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 mwah. But I understand exactly what you're saying. More stip matches, making matches mean something more. I'm gonna go a little bit different feel than you guys. I want to change the look of the shows. I'm tired of white ropes. And now AEW just changed over to white ropes as well. Like, I miss having like blue ropes, red ropes. I miss having like the aprons look. I mean, the aprons are pretty much all digitized now anyways. And the ramps are the same. The stages pretty much are the same and everything like that. I mean, and they have to do that because they have all those different LED lights. But at the same time, I want to change up the look and the feel of the shows. I want hard camera maybe to go behind Michael Cole and Pat McAfee or something like that. Like I want different camera angles. I want to change the look and the feel of the shows, and you can do that now because what's his face, Kevin Dunn isn't in the company anymore. So I feel like this honestly gives us a great opportunity to really change the look and the feel. I'm hoping after WrestleMania 40, we get some new looks. We get a different WWE title. Like Cody comes out and he's like, this title represent Roman. This is Roman's reign. This is the title he carried, he held. I don't want this belt. And then he introduces a different WWE championship.
That would be lit.
It could still be the flagship of the show. Like I said, it could still show. But I want to change the look and the feel of things after Mania. I want Triple H to really, I really want Triple H to put his stamp on WWE. Like, Vince is done after this. Like, TKO is taking over. We're moving forward. And this is going to be a brand new company. No more white ropes. I mean, like I said, and they may end up changing the nights that the shows are on too. So you don't even have to keep the same colors. It don't have to be red and blue brand anymore. Although I can't imagine Monday Night Raw not being red. But like I said, I'm just down to mix it up, like change the flavor of everything and make it look different. Just don't go with those lime green ropes like GCW did when Jeff Jarrett started Global Championship Wrestling, Global Force Championship Wrestling, and then they merged with TNA, and then they like
Impact.
Right. So, but I want to change the look of production. I want to change the look and the feel of the shows. Like I said, I mean, I don't know about you guys, how you guys feel about this, but I don't mind them having sponsors, with the shows, and having sponsors on the mats. Like I think that'll be cool too. I don't have a problem with that.
I want the old WWE logo back. The older logo, like from after they starting from when they like the Attitude Era on through when they dropped
the scratch letters.
Yeah, the scratch letters. I want that back. I'm like, I never care for the new logo they have now. Like, it doesn't give them this.
Whatever you do, don't change John Cena at the top of the opening credits. Then, now, forever, together. He's the flagship of the company. The company for the next 40 years will be on the back of John Felix Anthony Cena. And don't give me that look, Devin. It's the truth.
Ricky Stenicki.
Yeah, go ahead and put that one up there, huh?
Yeah.
Let's take a little. Have him do that. Then, now, forever. Like what was he at the Oscars?
Oscars, yeah.
Oh God, that was
real good for the kids there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure Mike was like, "Come on, Cena, this is not what we do here."
No, man, yeah, for real, man. You letting everybody and you letting all the little kids and our truth down by behaving in this way. Come on, man. We all look up to him.
I mean, to be honest though, what a good plug there. I mean, for the Oscars, that
right,
pretty good
for sure. All right, so keeping this pod moving. Anything else you guys would change about WWE?
Get rid
don't
of
say
the.
Okay, go ahead. I was going to tell Devin, don't say anything about John Cena.
Get rid of the outside of the Royal Rumble. Get rid of the match theme pay-per-views. I always hated it. Get rid of it. Bring back the pay-per-views in which those matches could be had, like Armageddon, a No Way Out, Vengeance. I know NXT technically has it, but those type of pay-per-views.
Bad Blood, No Mercy.
Bad Blood, No Mercy. Yeah.
Do you think they got rid of most of those? I mean, I don't want to correlate the two, but do you think they got rid of a lot of those based on the whole, like certain words and stuff based on the Benoit family tragedy?
Sure.
I think there's some probably, yeah.
That's why I'm just like, because there were so many cool names for them, and then all of a sudden, like that happened, and it kind of,
these new names, like Fastlane, like trash.
Capital Punishment.
Capital Punishment. Great Balls of Fire. First off, that's copyright because that is a song name, and they did use the theme, so I'm sure they got paid for it. But yeah, yeah, man, just trash.
Yeah, no more In Your House either.
Yeah.
Hey, wait a minute now. Hold on, Coach.
Yeah.
Hold on,
Coach. In Your House.
Coach, did you say get rid of In Your House or?
No, more of it. We want it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
They only did it once with NXT, Mike. They only did that one joint with NXT, and they had Finn Balor. I think that was when he was heel.
Matter of fact, bring back the giveaway where they actually give away a house In Your House.
They did that.
It's a lot of homeless people out here. Oh man,
I can use
my brothers. Do I do
have to
give y'all?
Wait, what happened? Wait, what?
Am I wrong?
No.
Oh my gosh. Okay. So
See,
Claude,
he said use squatter rights.
Look. So, anyways, what I'm saying though is back when In Your House started, they actually gave away a free house to somebody or whatnot on the first live episode on the first live In Your House pay-per-view as a way to promote it.
They probably only did that once, or like shit.
Exactly. Exactly. It was in a nice suburban neighborhood, and the people actually moved into the house and lived in the house for a while too. It was crazy.
Yeah,
but
awesome though.
Again, like I said, I think that that's a good idea, and I love what you guys had to say about how WWE can be made better. Now, I would be remiss if I didn't pop this one up here. Go ahead and give it to me. What is one thing you would change about AEW and why? I knew it. This is gonna be the one. I didn't care what Devin had to say about WWE. I need to know what Devin gonna say about AEW. Oh man. All right, let's start off with Big Daddy C. Go ahead, brother. What is one thing you would change about AEW and why?
I would say the story. I always had an issue with the storytelling, man. They're not great at legit storytelling or just long term storytelling. I feel like they just throw stuff together. Really, they'll do it with certain feuds, but not all of them. I just feel like it's a lot of stuff that just gets thrown together. And you'll have one good rivalry that's good, and all of a sudden you see a random ass match. Why is this happening? Weren't you guys just feuding with this other person? And so I just feel like there's been times where the booking has been all over the place. It hasn't been consistent, especially with rivalries and stuff like that. Outside of Elite versus like what was it? What was MJF's group? No, it was Jericho's Inner Circle. Yeah, and so like outside of that stuff, you know, I feel like all of the like second to third tier storytelling, they didn't do a great job, you know, with that. I feel like they only just focused on like the main feuds, like doing well with storytelling. But even then, they haven't always been consistent with that. I remember the CM Punk, John Moxley feud. Remember what was it? Because Punk beat Moxley, and then what was it, like 2 weeks later, or the next, or like several nights later, Punk got hurt and he injured his leg or something like that, or was it the other way around? Was it Punk beating Moxley? What was it? Y'all remember?
I think
It was the
Punk
episode
lost
when
the
everybody
first.
was bitching about it. Like everybody was up in arms about what happened that night because they let I think 'cause they had Moxley. I think they had Moxley lose. I think it was Moxley losing or something like that. It was something. It was messed up. The match itself was terrible, and then everybody was bitching about it like the day, like that night of, and then like for the rest of the week. Maybe you guys can correct me on that, but like just the storyline telling in general, I feel like could be a lot better. Tony Khan needs to hire some folks that can really do the job and get out of his marking ways. So that would be the one thing I would change.
All right, Coach, what you got for me?
For me, it's
Coach, before you go, can I say one thing? Claude,
yeah, go ahead.
can you stop banging on the table?
I'm not. I'm not.
Every
Like
time.
my hand is on the mic.
I keep hearing.
My hand is on the mic.
I'm sorry.
Oh, let me turn my master volume down.
Hey, that's hilarious. Devin is hilarious. I'm sorry. Take is hilarious. I keep calling him Devin. It's late, y'all. I'm sorry.
Clap at me.
Oh man,
That's my bad.
That's
No,
fine.
you're good. You're
He
good,
turned
man.
that
You're
fit.
good.
He said, "Claude, can you stop?" Oh
My
man,
master volume went up. That's probably why. Yeah, it was up at like 70 for whatever reason. But yeah.
It just sounds like when you have like when somebody butt dials you and you like hear the phone moving around in their pockets. Oh man. Okay. Sorry, Coach. What do you got for
No,
us?
you're fine. These two are kind of the same thing. Match quality and development of the talent. I feel like almost every match that you watch in AEW, there is some kind of botch, and it's very noticeable. Whereas with WWE, when you see a noticeable botch, it's very rare because they have trained and everything like that. I don't know if AEW actually has like a developmental center that they have for the wrestlers to work out their stuff. I think they just kind of wing it, and then it doesn't put on a good match quality. Heck, there's sometimes on commentary, I'm more interested in what Taz is saying than what's actually going on in the match because Taz doesn't even care what's going on.
Sure.
So I think that's the big thing. Match quality's got to be better there.
I think, and to swing around to what you said, Cody said something that was very telling. At one point too, and when he said that you got to do house shows, you got to do house shows, and you got to do a lot of them because if you don't do house shows, you're not really getting the full feel of people. If you just come do TV and then go home every week, you're not getting the full extent of where you can be as a wrestler. So for him, he wanted to be sharp, so he couldn't wait to get back on the road and start doing house shows every week. You know, he appreciates what those house shows mean and what it does as far as preparing you for the TV. You look way sharper on your TV matches if you're out there hustling and doing what you need to do on in the house shows. The house shows is where you get to work on your stuff, find out what works with the crowd, and then you can bring that stuff to television. So match quality will be better with more house shows instead of just TV tapings. Fritos, what you got?
For me,
I feel like there's too many titles. There's just way too many titles that they have, and I can't really keep track of all the storylines with the titles. You got the trios, you got the tag team, you've got what did Adam win this past week? The TNA. Then you got the Okada winning the international title.
Mm-hmm. You have the Continental Championship. Then you have the International Championship. You have I mean it's a bunch. It's a bunch of
The
TNT
TBS,
belt.
the TNT, everything.
Yeah.
And then all of the ROH titles.
The trios titles.
Then you got Ring of Honor titles on top of that too. I just it almost feels like a participation trophy, kind of a little bit from the titles. The fact that they just hand them off quickly. There's like the storylines that Big Daddy C was talking about. You just can't get into it almost. And then they just hand them off. Some person's got the ring for a little bit, then they hand them off. It's just, and there's just too many just to follow. Really, that's maybe limit down the titles really. But I mean, at this point, they're kind of set with how many more. So that's my main issue really right now with AEW.
I agree.
All
so
right, showtime.
Uncharacteristic. Well, I was gonna say uncharacteristic for how we do things on the pod. I'm actually gonna go ahead of Tank because I want to set the scene. I really want to let him just give him time. Like we're all gonna mute up on this one and just let him go. But for me, a couple things. So AEW was supposed to be billed to me as the alternative to the Mickey Mouse cookie cutter clean wrestling that you're going to get at WWE. WWE is supposed to be your clean cut sportsmanship. We don't curse. You could literally sit here with your children and watch these matches and enjoy good, wholesome family television, but also some action, right? And AEW was supposed to be the complete alternative. AEW was supposed to mimic the Attitude Era in a sense. And if you look at it and you look at the makeup of their roster and the way that everything that's going on, a lot of those guys are huge Attitude Era fans. A lot of those guys on the AEW roster right now were influenced by the Attitude Era. And you see it in their wrestling. But here's the problem. It still comes off like WWE wrestling. It comes off like they're trying too hard to be WWE, or excuse me, not WWE. They're trying too hard to be WWF. They're trying to give you a Vince Russo style product without true clear-cut direction. One thing about the Attitude Era is Vince Russo had to cipher every idea through Vince McMahon. So some stuff did not pass through. Some stuff did not make it to television. Some stuff did not need to be seen. And I feel like a lot of times guys would go talk to you would have Vince's guys or Vince call certain guys into the office and say, hey, we're not going to do this. We're not going to do that. And I feel like Tony Khan doesn't have that cachet with these wrestlers. Like he wants to be everybody's buddy instead of being everybody's boss and tell them like, hey, you can't do this. Like, this is not safe. Like, do not get up and climb up on there and do this. Do not lunge yourself off of this. Do not do, like, we're not doing this. If you do this, I'm suspending you. Because like I said, you again, to kind of encapsulate what we were talking about, Coach, about having ring rust and ring time. A lot of times, again, at the house shows is where you can go and you can actually hone that stuff, practice that stuff. You can go to a warehouse, you can get a ring, and you can get in and try stuff out with some safer mats where you don't break your neck. But a lot of times these guys are just coming up with this stuff in the back and trying to make the crowd pop to get a notice. And, you know, they're trying to kill themselves, man. And it's just not safe. So a safer environment in AEW, and I think that starts at the top with Tony Khan. So a lot of people hold him solely responsible for the unsafety of the workers in AEW. And I mean, it's fair criticism. Now, that's my point. Without further ado, I'm muting up everybody.
You muted yourself so nobody can hear you.
I'm muting everybody else, including myself, So that way we can all shut up and hear what Tank has to say. I will unmute you all once he's done. Tank, take it away.
Before you do that, can I just say my overall gripe? Or
say whatever you want, brothers. It's
okay.
everything, whatever you want to change.
Go here. I want to see that camera angle with everybody. Yeah, because I just want to get people's. There's a lot of truth to what CM Punk said a few years ago. You have a bunch of people in charge that couldn't even manage a fucking Walmart, let alone. And I'm not saying that as a disrespect to the talent that they have there. Okay, Young Bucks, arguably one of the greatest tag teams of all time, in my opinion. I think creatively, they need to work on that. When AEW first started, and that's Cody, Jericho, Kenny Omega, the Young Bucks, you had a solid foundation of wrestlers that did in a way, they did change the wrestling world, even to this day. I mean, we do have options, and more so on a mainstream. I think what gets in the way of a lot of people is the fact that they are too driven on friendships rather than building the talent that they have. Every time we saw them in the news, they were signing this person or that person. Moxley's contract expires with WWE. Where did he go the first time? The fuck is this? But whatever happened the first time was the first day he was able to jump ship, he did. All right. Now, the match quality, I think, in a way, the match quality isn't horrible by any means. But the fact that you have so many wrestlers and talent in the back that don't get to see like the main show is disgusting. And what do? Do they push those guys to build their storyline? No. Let's create another freaking show on a different day and put them and delegate them to this show. Let's delegate this person to this. And there's too many shows. And I think people need to realize, and especially Tony Khan, you don't want to make your product bland with what you're doing. WWE can get away with it because they've built that reputation, right? Like they're great with what they can do. Tony Khan, I think, just needs to relax, and I think he needs to learn how to say no. Like you were saying, Mike, it is, or Virgil, sorry. Now I'm doing it. But Tony Khan has a horrible reputation for, I think, personally. I don't know. He seems like a great guy. He seems like a pretty cool guy to talk to shoot ideas with, go back and forth with. But the fact that the Jack Perry and CM Punk situation ended how it ended, you can almost indefinitely, you can put that on Tony Khan. I mean, I don't know if you guys saw the news stories. Jack Perry requested his release months ago, and it got denied. Yet they're keeping him off of TV because that CM Punk's he's the reason CM Punk left. I think CM Punk leaving was inevitable. Whether he was going to wait till the contract and then go, or get fired, or just be like, you know what, guys, I'm out, and sort of pull what he did with WWE and just see you later. Overall, I think AEW is great, and I think they could be something a lot bigger than what they are. But talent injuries, no, they're not pushing. They're not pushing other stars. Since MJF has left, is there anybody else that you guys have been attached to in AEW? I mean,
just for the sake of my friend Michael Milligan, I have to say Swerve Strickland because otherwise he's gonna yell at me.
And that's fair. But is can he be the next big MJF? I mean, of AEW, absolutely. But the fact that it's been 3 months since he was gone, and to be honest, in those 3 months, I have barely watched AEW, and that is with one of my favorite stars of all time going over there, and that's Edge, Adam Copeland. But they're relying on, like, you have Edge and Christian, in my opinion, trying to carry that AEW right now.
Definitely Rampage.
And definitely Rampage, at least. But I don't know, man. There's so much potential there. And I love AEW's product. I just wish that Tony Khan would hire a writer or writers or a creative team that basically says, all right, guys, enough's enough. Let's sit down in a room. Let's build these shows. Maybe even limit it to 2 shows a week. I mean, you're going from Wednesday to Friday, then to Saturday. I mean, come on. So those are most of my gripes with AEW. Like I said, I'll never stop loving AEW. It helped me regain my love of wrestling again to like when I was younger. But they've got a lot on their plate, and they've got to put people in charge that know what they're doing, that know every aspect of the wrestling business, and not just, all right, well, here's how it worked for me, or this is how it worked. You know what I mean? And again, nothing against the Young Bucks. I'm not totally agreeing with everything that CM Punk said that night, but there's gotta be some wiggle room, and now they're embracing it, so it's cool to see the Young Bucks embracing it. I think they listen to they read online and they're like, oh, okay, yeah, you know, let's go out there and let's put Okada in there. I'm gonna try this again. Okay, I don't know what's happening, but it just So overall, those are my gripes with AEW, and I would just change who. I would put people that you trust in charge of writing what you want your show to be.
Yeah, no, I can totally agree with everything that you said, Tank. I think it's important for AEW to build equity with people. So like, while WWE has like the advantage, not only because they've been around for so long and they were the only game in town for 20 plus years, but they've built up again that equity with the fans where they were still selling tickets. I mean, even when you were like dependent on like the Shield post CM Punk leaving to carry you, I mean, they still were selling tickets, you know. And then I mean, it's been this wrestling boom since after COVID where like everybody is like, dude, like I want to go to the shows, like house shows, you know. The arena we were in last night, I mean, literally I went there in the Cena era, and I mean I was probably the only one sitting on the second level, you know. Like I said, so I mean, it's you know, it gets to the point where you realize like there is an avenue for wrestling and there is an avenue for AEW to succeed, but Tony Khan has to do a better job of putting his players in position to succeed. He has to get out of the Jim Herd mentality and join the Triple H mentality of it's teamwork and everybody trying to succeed together as a team to make sure that their brand is successful, because they do have a lot of talent and a lot of young guys too, man. Like I said, they could be pushing right now. I mean, I'm cool with Joe being world champ, but get those young guys some love, man. I don't know. And write a compelling story, for God's sakes. Write a compelling story, something that links me like that. Like that's the thing with WWE. Like the wrestling, yeah, it could be trash, it could be good once you get them in the ring, but they always have at least one story, at least one where I'm like, okay, I'm in, you know. But like, oh, you muted yourself.
I know. I thought I had to see that correctly. See what an advocate for mommy's cheeks.
I saw that earlier.
Okay, I did not see that.
All right.
I'm sorry, Mike. I'm sorry.
And on that note, does anybody else have any thoughts between what you would change in AEW?
I was all over the place.
Yes. AEW. Okay, so we can agree that AEW and WWE both have room to improve, but we do like where both products are headed. WWE more so right now than AEW, but AEW still is the little brother and has time to eventually usurp WWE. Just not on Jericho's timeline that he told us it would happen, but you know, Jericho's always wrong, so it is what it is.
It's a rookie that just got drafted. That has, you know, if we're looking at video
Caleb
games,
Williams.
Potential. It has an A potential on video games. You know, you're just waiting for it to really. I can't.
You see it. Bear down. Caleb Williams. Let's go.
Bear down in the north.
All right, guys. Well, we appreciate everybody for joining us on this afterpod sessions. Thank you, fine gentlemen, for hanging with your boy and doing more podding about wrestling. Hey, guess what? We need you to get involved with us. We need to know from you. What do you think? What are some things you would like to see changed within WWE? What are some things you would like to see changed within AEW? We want the best product, because guess what? When we get the best product, we, the fans, win. So I want to know from you guys what you think. And yeah, we'll be looking, we'll be watching, we'll be listening. Stay tuned.